Hey guys, this is Tacklewarehouse from Loftus Outdoors here. I'm here with another Tacklewarehouse unboxing video. This time I stepped up the ante a little bit, put a little bit more money in the pot, and I got a bigger box this time. This is going to be all the baits that I'm going to be throwing in spring. Some baits I don't have in this box right now, but those are going to be in a future video. So let's get started. Let me show you what's inside this box. So as you can see, it's a little bit bigger of a box this time. My old trusty knife. Give it a nice little opening. Muscle power. And of course, the first thing I opened, 2 Tacklewarehouse stickers. There you go. Of course, you're going to have the packaging and everything. And you're going to get right into it. So, let me start going over. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Alright, so this is going to be one of the first things on my list. This is actually going to be it's like a swim bait. It's kind of like a finesse style that I'm going to use for drop shotting. It's made by Jackall. And these are going to be the bluegills, the clone gill. I don't know if you can see those. They got a nice little fluorescent color in them. I picked these up for, I think they were like $4 or something like that. They were on sale. They come in 5 in a pack. Oh, they feel great. A real life-like action to them. Everything that I've heard about these, they're really great. And I picked up 2 packages of these. Again, I'm going to use these for drop shots and any other kind of like finesse style bait using a light spin reel. Moving on. Next on is the old trusty KVD Sexy Frog. This one is actually going to be in the spring frog color, and it's going to have the brown on the back of it, if you can see it there. And then I prefer this one actually over the other ones because it's just a little bit more natural looking. I feel like the bass like this color in clearer water than they do any other baits. So when I'm throwing like in heavy lily pads and areas that I can actually find the spring frog colors, then I'll actually throw the spring frog, and the bass love that color. It's one of the reasons why I picked out this bait. Moving on to a little bit next. Zoom Super Flukes. This is going to be in the Watermelon Magic. You know, I've always had some pretty good luck with these, whether it's just taking a standard like 3/0 J hook and just throwing them on and using them weightless on a spinning rod, and just giving me a couple twitches and a couple jerks. And what that does, it just gives it like that twitch motion in the water, and I feel like it just acts like a dying shad. It's perfect. It imitates a dying bait fish, and the bass can't stand it, and they go crazy for it. So definitely, once the water gets a little bit warmer down here, this is going to be one of the baits that I'm going to have on at least one of my rods every single time I go out. Moving on, I've actually been waiting for these hooks. Now I bought these for swim bait hooks, and I guess you can use them for like flipping, but I think I'm just going to keep them for like swim baits. These are going to be the Berkeley Fusion actually. These are going to be in the 4/0, and then this is going to be the Fusion 19 hooks, and they're designed specifically for the swim bait. They even have the bait keeper right there. You can see it. There you go. They have the bait keeper right there where you just go and you screw on your bait, and then all you do is you stick the hook in. I got these in the 4/0 because I feel like the 4/0 is a nice size. It's a little bit thicker than the 3/0, of course, because it's a bigger hook. So I have another thing that I want to show you that I'm going to be using for these besides swim baits. Moving on next. Coming up next, okay, so I don't know why, but I had to get one of these. This is going to be one of the wacky worm fishing tools. So pretty much what this does is this allows me to take like the O-rings and slide them onto my wacky rigs. This way I can get a full hook exposure on my wacky rigs when I'm using like a Senko or something, like a Yum Dinger or something, and I can actually go and this will help slide one of those O-rings onto the bait. This way it's a little bit easier and it saves a little bit more time. I mean, granted, I think it was like $4. I mean, if it turns out to be great, that's great. If it doesn't, oh well, it costs $4. But that's something I'm willing to try out. And this is one of the things that this is another thing that I ordered these Berkeley Fusion hooks for. These are going to be the Berkeley Power Bait Realistic. These are going to be in the Kicker Frog. These are the Kicker Frogs, and this is in the Bullfrog color. And these, I love these. I prefer throwing these than I do like the Strike King KVD Sexy Frog. And the reason why I say that is they're definitely just more lifelike. I feel like I can pause the bait a lot longer with these and still attain a bass's attention, rather than using the KVD Sexy Frog or something that doesn't look as realistic and the bass shying away from them. And one of the good thing about these is that if you wanted to, you could add a weight to it, and you can have it swim just below the water if you wanted to, give it a little kick action. You can have it go right underneath the lily pads if you wanted to. But anything you really wanted to do, you can do with these, and they look incredibly realistic in the water. I tried these out a year ago, and I am glad that I picked them up from the store because it was worth every single penny of them. So when you get a chance, you see them in the stores, or you're going on Tacklewarehouse, I suggest you pick up a set of these. Moving on, I think next I have the Yum Lizards. With these, you're just going to use like a straight banana hook. You can use like a 3/0 or a 4/0. I would definitely prefer a 4/0. I'm a big fan of the 4/0 hooks. And these are just going to be in the watermelon red. Just standard with the spiral tails on them and the spirals on the side. Bass tend to love these things down here. Just more of a common bait. It's not nothing special, but that's a good reason why I ordered those. Moving on. Okay. So now these, everybody knows of the Zoom brush hogs. The Zoom brush hogs, they're one of my better flipping baits. I like these because they're really easy. If you wanted to punch it, you can. And when the mats get really thick, you can go ahead and you can take off the little appendages on the side, so it's a little bit more of a tube style, and it'll slide right through. Which will be perfect for when the water warms up and the sun's beating down, and then the bass get underneath the weed mats or they're getting in the shade. These are definitely going to be one of the key baits that I'm going to be using to flip, pitch, and even punch. And I got these in the California red color, which is pretty much just like a matte black, and then it's got the red flake inside of them. Because I'm fishing a lot of stained and murky water, so you want to kind of try and match it. But moving on, I think I have two more things in here. Next off is going to be the KVD spinnerbait. This is going to be a little bit more of a finesse. It's going to be in a 1/2 ounce. You can pick these up at Walmart or anywhere else so you can find them. But this one's going to be in the Sexy Shad color, and the Gizzard Shad. My bad, that's on me. But I'm going to pretty much be using this as a search bait, whether I'm trying to find bass, trying to locate bass, trying to find out where they are, or when they start hitting on those bait fish in the bait pods, and they're just really starting to bite, I'll throw one of these and I'll sit and I'll rip it and I'll stop it and I'll rip it and I'll stop it, and just trying to get their attention and get a reaction strike on one of these. And coming up in here, last but not least, I got a set of trailer hooks. That goes along with the KVD spinnerbait that I got. The trailer hooks, I just find you get a whole lot better of a hookup ratio with them. Just because if the bass are starting to bite a little bit stingy and you attach these on there, then if you have it trailing behind in a bass, let's say he strikes it short, and he strikes it from the side and he just strikes it a little bit short. If you have that extra trailer hook on there, then you have that chance of actually catching that bass in the mouth with the extra trailer hook. And I can't tell you how many times I've actually caught a bass off of just the trailer hook. These things really come in handy when you're trying to fight off stingy bass or whatever such. But that was a kind of a long video, but I feel like it needed to be that long for me to fully explain what was in here. Alright guys, now you know what's in my box. I'd like to hear what's in your box, what you guys are throwing in the spring, so leave it down in the comments below. Give me a shout out if you can. Really appreciate it, trying to grow my page. And from now on, until next time, tight lines.